Welcome to
Untitled Chapter.
You still feel the pain of that coin hawking badass jamming his thumb up my butthole.
Turning and turning in the widening journey. The falcon cannot hear the falconer.
As always,
Things
follow
fall
the plan.
apart.
You've
The
been saying
center
the same
cannot
shit
hold.
again and again for like 15
The
minutes.
energy is loosed
We don't
upon
have
the
any
world.
cow porn in our Discord.
But the dim tide is loosed.
You're probably a nihilist.
Everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned.
My dick is 8
The
inches.
best lack all conviction. While the worst are full of passion and intensity.
No, I got your keto right here, man, up your ass.
Well, you're a fucking pedophile. So, like, maybe an atheist or a Christian would look at this and say, well, you're just a rapist. Pride is born of good works, positive qualities, and successful results. Now, we will plant that right between Beardson's legs.
You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition with me.
Alright, we good on that?
Now that we've done that, thank God that we didn't live our whole lives without hearing that.
Well, you don't like gospel?
Well, I don't. Yeah, it's a little too slow for me, maybe.
Yeah, it was for me at first. That sort of shit grows on you, though. It does grow on you.
Like the slowest I can handle is like the James Bond theme.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
since it is a godly Sunday, I thought like I would have to say that this would be close to God's first word here, which obviously isn't a thing of a product of sound, but like this is the furthest galaxy away from or back in time. It's the first galaxy. I can't remember if it's the very first galaxy or it might be one of the very first galaxies ever made. And then let's see.
Yep, that might be where Kolab is. If you can get
And
me
I
the
actually
coordinates,
just
then
saw
we'll be
something
very
really-
interested.
I actually saw something really crazy because this book that
I bet
read,
Kolab is there. Hold on, dude, you've caught my interest. Can you get me the coordinates of this? I think I can show. I'd love to show my fellow Mormons this.
coordinates. It's like back in time, man. This is like
Yeah, but that means that's where Kolab will be.
it's in the deep. It's right here.
I know that model. Oh no, that's been
No, it shows you where. Look, hold on.
That's been disproven because the universe isn't expanding equally. It's
Is it?
defying our known logic. The
It's not
universe
saying that
is-
anything's equal about it. It's just this is going back in time because when you look at light very far away, it's back in time. So
Yeah, sadly, this has been disproven as of 2021. You see that circle there? Unfortunately, we now know that the universe isn't actually shaped like that. It should be based on our knowledge of science.
this isn't about
But
the
it, in
shape.
fact,
This
is
is
not.
This isn't the shape of the universe. Anyway, so what I thought was interesting is what is being shared this screen. Okay. YouTube. This theory that I was reading from this dead engineer about the Maya stuff, this is what I think is interesting. Look at the way this. All right, so this would be like the first galaxy created in the background of Anton here.
Yeah.
There's this image. Hold on, right? Wait a minute. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I think it's right here. Yeah, this is it. So, dude, that's like a fucking... Okay, so this would represent the first formation of the first galaxy. So there's stars, everything blew apart in the very beginning of the universe. Everything blew apart like not a supernova, but similar. You know, except space is included in this. It's not just stars. It's like an explosion somewhere that there is no space and there is no time. So within the explosion is space and time. And the first galaxy formation, it looks to me like a three-dimensional drain. So as I see the stars being pulled toward this center point, you know, this guy likes to say dark matter, but if you think in terms of liquid, then this is a drain. This is the first drain.
I got news. I got news that's relevant to this stream. The church is no longer pissed at me. So things should be progressing again. Slowly.
Look at that shit. That's fucking insane. That's a drain. And that's what creates fucking gravity right there. That's insane. Why was the church pissed at you?
Various reasons I don't want to get into. Stuff I've repented for.
I think I might need to have a little bit of tobacco.
Yeah, I feel it. So, any recent happenings going on? Anything interesting?
Well, I was thinking about, I forgot what I wanted to talk about because I was watching an audiobook.
Oh, did you hear that, Suit got super fucking pissed off at Bells for hanging out with me and is now, like, blocked her on everything, throwing a massive tantrum?
No, that's interesting.
Yep.
So she was supposed to block you or else, and now they're not friends anymore?
Yeah, something like that.
That's hilarious.
It's expected. Suit yourself needs to stop behaving that way.
Well. So this Carl Jung thing that I was just now watching about genetic memory is interesting. I didn't know mice can have memories within a generation. So they shock these mice and put a certain smell in there, and then the next generation of kids automatically is afraid of that smell.
That's
what I've been saying about the lizard in the lizard that you get neuralinked with when you're born into a designer space monkey. Well, not space monkey, I mean sports monkey. We could be space monkeys, but we need more like scaly skin so we could handle a vacuum. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, if you were like, I mean, imagine that before we were born, God's like, okay, Shaggy.
the premortal life, yeah.
Here's your computer. Go ahead and go on my AmazonianGod.com, Elohim.com, and choose your sports vessel. No, well, choose your vessel. So you're shopping. Here, let me show you my example. I go like this. Okay, I'm going to choose my vessel. This is how you do it. Before you were born, I'm reckoning this is how I did this. Okay, so, okay, God. He says, Google is God. So we go, okay.
Oh, hey, EJ's in chat. Hi, EJ. I'm sure that little mention I got in your latest video won't in any way come back to bite me in the ass. Thank you for that. Always nice to get a mention on someone else's content.
So, I get. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. So I've got different monkey vessels I could choose from, and here's the sports model, right? Like you could have all this hair, but see, I don't like ingrown hairs, so I want the hairless one that I can get. Like here, and I like one that can dab, like, or you know what I mean?
Huh?
Openly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dang it, it won't open to a full tab, but I mean, look at the different options. Okay, so then you get to choose your sports monkey. You choose the sports model, which is like this guy right here. Like, well, you don't get shaved up, but maybe in the future we'll be able to pick one that has no face hair, and then I don't have to worry about like whiskers that feel like needles once in a while. Those suck. Ow. There you go. The only problem I would have with all of these models, Shaggy, is that I don't see a dick on any of them. So I don't think I would want to choose these ones. I don't trust this company. Like, where's the fucking meat and potatoes, huh?
The fuck?
Look.
Yeah, I'm not looking to see.
Anyway, so now that they're like proving that genetic memory happens, what I find really interesting about a deck of cards is that you can psychologically profile pretty much anybody on a deck of cards.
Yeah, no,
there's every position in your family. There's every tribal position in the social identity aspect, as well as 4 symbols of different kind of, how do I say, like, spade is obviously a symbol for war. Heart is a symbol for whatever, emotion. And then you have
heart is
clover
literally a woman's
clubs
ass.
would probably be.
You know what a heart is, right? A heart is a woman's ass. It's an ancient symbol, a truly ancient symbol that means whorehouse. It's a woman bent over. It's the symbol Romans would use to tell people of all different languages, this is where you go to pay money to have sex. That's where the heart comes from.
It's an esoteric symbol that.
No, it's not esoteric at all. It's the symbol for whorehouse.
Oh, yes,
that was used in Rome in the medieval ages.
I mean, yeah, it can be, but I think it's a sacred geometry symbol.
No, it's just a very primitive depiction of a woman bending over.
Anyway, you could choose to be this monkey, but you're going to be hairy as a motherfucker, and you could get fleas, but you can kick some motherfucking ass, and you'll be a little stupid too, I think. If you want to be the smartest super monkey you could be, it would be him. Not this guy. Now right here we have PPP.
Oh, God. Did you see their pro-abortion rant the other night? What the fuck was that about? Talking about turning their children into fucking gore slurry in a blender? That was fucked up. I don't think I've ever uttered anything even half as fucked up as what Worski spat out last night.
Well, if you want to get fucking... I don't know. If you want to get thousands of viewers and donations without fucking YouTube and Google trying to fucking take away your money and ban you, then you got to pretend to be a lefty, I guess. And they do joke.
Did you see Surfer fucking... no, not Surfer. Did you see fucking... Shit, never mind. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh well. Anyway.
So how close of friends are you and Bells? Have you become like total sexual friends? I mean, like, how close is this? What's going on here? She's willing to risk her relationship with Suit?
Well, frankly, I don't. All right, so the thing is, I'm nice to her without giving her any sycophantic bullshit. A lot of the people she hangs out with fall into two categories. You got people who tell her whatever she wants to hear, and that's not really a friend. And then you got people like Suit who are nice to her as long as she follows all these various ultimatums, and that's not a friend. So I really think I'm
That
like
is
the
true.
most
She has
honorable
to follow
person actually
ultimatums.
contacting her. Like, I haven't you can't have compromised any of my values. I still believe paganism is bullshit, and I tell her that. I still believe Latter-day Saint Christianity is the true form of Christianity, and I tell her that.
Oh, real quickly, here's your options.
What I don't do, right, is tell her that if she wants to fucking talk to me on live streams, she can't talk to these other people. I don't do that shit.
All right, so if these are your choices for what super monkey model you can be in Earth, Bells chose the one to the right, Suit chose the one slightly behind her, and most of us chose the one with the AK-47.
Well, look, I mean,
but
if
none of them
Bells
dick
is no
either.
longer on Team Suit, then we really shouldn't even be going at her. At that point, even you don't really, as far as I see, have a reason. If she's off Team Suit, do we still, like, does anyone still have a reason to go at this woman? I don't.
Well, we could use a clarification on the law in Australia regarding the image question.
She's a woman. If it was a man, I'd agree, but she's a woman. If she wants off, let her off. That's my take on it.
All right. Well, yeah, it's just my opinion on it. I'm not up her butt.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you what to think. I'm not telling you what to think or what to do. I'm just giving you the Shaggy take there.
Yeah,
but
she could be like, all right, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Look. It wouldn't.
Well, Bell's actually able to hold her own now, but Suit has gotten worse. Suit has gotten entirely worse.
Here's the thing. She's maintained the entire time that she's basically keeps off of that subject because Suit was extorting her to not talk about it. Don't admit, like, obviously she was not allowed to admit that she's aware of the law in Australia regarding the image, whether she agrees with it or not. And
you're acting like she's female. Huh? She's gonna do what the males in her life tell her to do.
Wait a minute. Listen. When she was fucking hooked up and homies with Suit, you weren't given the female excuse. It didn't matter that she's female. Now all of a sudden she gets to pull the woman card. I don't know about that one, bro. You're going left on me.
All right. Well, look. The point is that if she's like fucking not in contact with Suit and Suit's being a dick to her, I think us piling on just seems a little cruel at that point. We should go at Suit because he's actually gotten worse. He's become a bigger target.
I'm not going at anybody. I'm talking about Space Monkey because it's goddamn fucking Sunday. It's God Day Sunday.
Well, I've gotten in an argument with Surfer over whether or not Sunday is the Sabbath. He says it's not the Sabbath
Sunday's
because
not
of
the
ancient
Sabbath.
Jewish esoteric shit.
Not Sabbath,
I say it is the Sabbath because the church I belong to, which is much bigger and more successful than the church he belongs to, despite the fact that they were both founded at pretty much the same time. So what does that tell you? Well, we say that the Sabbath is Sunday based on our own authority. So it's sort of an argument there over when the Sabbath actually is. Now, God did say, as you do on earth, so too shall I do in heaven. So if we're doing Sabbath on Sunday now, I would think God is doing it too. But
okay, well, has there ever been an asteroid impact kill anybody or anything on Sunday? Because it doesn't sound very restful up in the heavens if motherfuckers be getting blasted by comets once in a while on that fucking day of the week. And I'm guessing that the astronomical alignments are more set to the moon cycles of about 30 days than these fake week cycles, because there are no week cycles. They don't exist that I know of.
Okay, Ben, no, the Sabbath is Sunday because the prophet who is alive today says it's Sunday. So Sunday is the Sabbath. Based on the authority of the one true prophet, it's on Sunday. You guys can rest assured that the Sabbath is on Sunday because the prophet that God sent, to make sure you know what to do in regards to that sort of shit, he says it's Sunday. So, if you believe someone else is the prophet, ask that dude. Anyway. No, Hypa, no. The Sabbath, Hypa, the Sabbath, according to Joseph Smith, is, should be held at a decent time for white men to have breakfast, fuck their wives, get the children, ready for church.
Hold on. I was going to say something. So I wanted to talk about dreams because I cannot believe that the scenarios that I end up in, and maybe, it's different with, I'm not talking about specifically with like side effects. I mean, just normal. It's weird. It's almost like, what? There's no reason your brain would be playing these fucking simulations. And I don't necessarily think they're, even if they are simulations. Okay, so whatever your experience is.
Oh, dude. With regards to that, we are gaming that. You should get with Hypa. There's this game Phasmophobia that I've been playing with Hypa, Earjuice, Dymo, Axel, Gahul, all the biggest internet celebrities right now in this sector. All the people that, Burger Boy and Dark Ninja obsess over. We're all playing Phasmophobia. You should play too. Maybe even the losers can play.
I don't know. I think I might play some Resident Evil. I could probably I could get my OBS working with Half-Life Alyx. That's pretty
Hypa, hold on. Get Hypa in here. She keeps lying about the Sabbath. Joseph Smith said that we do it on Sunday now. Joseph Smith made it so we do a bunch of things different based on, what he was told that God wanted people to do now. So, yeah, I mean, it's basically whether the real argument is, do you believe that Christianity should be dictated by the living or the dead, right? Now, if you believe that it should be dictated by the dead, that's reading scriptures and Bibles and going back thousands of years ago to see what, people who really didn't have any better idea than you do had to say on the subject. Whereas, the faith dictated by the living is trusting that God lives with his people, that the king is with us. Hold on. He has a dude who will tell us what to think about this shit.
I thought you told me that you didn't endorse every single little story in the Mormon idea.
I believe
I do
endorse them. I
the
just
alien
believe they're all literal. I believe
the alien thing is pretty close, but your God isn't going to live around one fucking planet unless your God is like, I don't know, a general to the God.
No, all right, I'll explain. Right, there's God, which is the Alpha and Omega. That's God. All right, you can call that the God in Eden. Then there's the father Adam, which would be the first of Kolab before Christ. And after that, you would have, I suppose, you would have Jesus Christ.
That one, wait a minute, that first one, the father, that one was born in a human?
So there's the God in Eden, there's Adam, which is the God of Israel, and then there's Christ, which being the greatest of them is God.
You're going to be schooled about Sunday because you told Hypa to come on and school your ass about Sunday. So
I'm just telling you about what Mormons believe. When we say God, we can mean the cosmos, We can mean Father Adam. We can mean Christ. It's a nebulous.
You know, I'm
term.
just trying to
That
find out if
church.
this one you're talking about that's like the is it the first one that was
Which
a
God
human
do you want
that
to
lived
know?
on
Do you
a
want to
fucking
know about
planet?
the? Do you want
You
to know
said-
about like the super?
You
the
literally just
superhuman, the
blaspheme. You
Kolab? Do you
literally
want to
just
know
blaspheme.
about like fucking
Me?
whether it's a
No,
proverb? It's all
Shaggy.
very fucking
Shaggy did.
complicated.
Shaggy
It's all
did.
complicated.
I tried to say God day and I said God damn it, I guess automatically.
No, Shaggy blasphemed because you're sitting there saying, "So this is God. You're this person's God. This is God. This is God. Father,
No,
this
there's
is God."
multiple. Well, yeah. But in Mormonism, the term God can apply to an angel. It can apply to Christ. It can apply to there's different beings who have very specific identities. God, remember, is just a word that the Jews came up to out of fear to
so
use
you
the
mean
real
the one that
thing.
lives on the planet Kratos is not actually
Well,
the
all
God?
right. Would you toxic? Like, stop trying to derail. I'll explain. Right? There's a supposedly a race of perfect humans who are like us, but all of them are like, perfect. They don't
sounds
age
familiar.
like us. They don't die of themselves.
Was
right? And
Hitler was Hitler Mormon or what?
Thanks,
just
Toxic.
kidding.
And anyway,
I'm joking,
like,
come on.
dude, I've immunized myself from that shit.
For
right?
real.
So
All
these-
right. So
these
there's
entities would live
obviously
on.
there's a group of pure.
All right, I'll
humans.
just let you do it. Right?
I said obviously there's a group of pure humans and
Like if you wanted to do cornfield, no, the beings.
Dude,
on
I
this
always
planet-
joke about religion. It's funny.
Yeah. But I'm trying to just let me get this out. Right?
All right. He
There's-
sounds like me now.
There's the first fucking there's what you'd consider the Alpha and Omega, and you could call that God. Now there's Kolab, and in the first of God's children, you might call those angels or perfect people, right? That's a planet, right? And then
They are
you
not
have
God, though.
on Earth-
But they're not
what?
God.
No. Well, I mean, in a polytheist, no, we worship only one God, but there are many gods. You're only supposed to worship.
You almost messed up.
It's complicated. Like it's very fucking complicated. There's some shit I haven't been taught yet, but from what I understand, there's different beings, different categories of beings you would call a god. No one on Earth would fit into that category today. The only being that ever set foot on this earth.
I'll definitely fit into that category. I'm
Because
a
you
demigod.
like, I'm not really sure if Eden was ever on planet Earth, right? If you really look at this as proverb or as bastardized retellings or as knowledge gained through prophecy by, say, staring into a hat and tapping into a part of the human brain that most people can't, in a very like retarded, like semi-functional way that someone on this planet would have to use, whereas like there's so many galaxies and so many planets. To assume that God did not create life on other planets is in fact insane. But the only religion
it is insane.
Christian that will acknowledge that to any real degree, despite the fact that the term aliens is in fact ancient and exists in the Bible and the Quran. It specifically mentions things like this, worlds, terms like that. And someone with better knowledge on the scripture than me, who's like, that black dude who schooled Surfer on baptisms for the dead, for example, like they'd be able to put it better. But, I do believe that God put human life on many planets, and on most of those planets, human life is much more peaceful, and they have better longevity. That there are better places than Earth for better people than we find here. Surfer, I'm sorry that Joseph Smith came along and established this church. I wasn't born then, but like his missionaries did a better job than your missionaries, and as a result, I'm a Mormon now. Blame Ashton's grandfather.
But you no, stop, because then you were trying to dismiss the old Sabbath, saying that was done by people far in the past, and yet you're sitting here quoting someone who is also in the past and not a living.
Oh, no, I'm quoting Nelson. If tomorrow Nelson told me that, oh, no, the Sabbath is now on, Saturday, but we still worship on Sunday, I'd be like, okay. I literally, I
These
believe
men
that
are
there
not
are men-
Moses. These men are not Moses.
Moses.
Well,
was
they
bad.
say they are Moses.
Badass.
They basically, that is the claim they make, that our prophet is greater than Moses. That Joseph Smith was greater than Moses. That Brigham Young was greater than Moses. Unironically.
Okay, so what?
And
Oh
yes,
no, I
do-
believe that it's all
wanna know
unironic. I do.
if Joseph Smith saw aliens, saw alien God visit him, then why did the same alien gods come over here in Fatima, Portugal, and visit these little bitches in October?
Okay, so now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Given that I do believe there is a God, and I do believe human life exists on other planets, that I believe this happened, but there's no incentive for me to at that juncture jump to the conclusion that such was God. Such could have been.
Shaggy, do you know where the names of the days of the week come from, and what they're named for?
Norse mythology, yeah. Woden's Day. Tuesday would be
Partially.
Thursday would be
Partially.
Thor's Day. Friday would be
Some of
Frigga's
them.
Day.
And then the
Saturday
other
would
ones
be,
are what? Roman? And the other ones are Roman as well, yeah?
Well, I
So both
formerly
pagan.
practiced Aetheric, so yeah. I mean, I was a pagan for much of my life until I was 26. I was a devout.
So then
practitioner.
how do you not recognize that Sunday is, while it may be the Christian
Sunday.
Sabbath, it isn't actually the true Sabbath that God commanded? Not a man,
Okay,
not
no,
a human.
I acknowledge historically Sabbath was on Sunday. Joseph Smith says that now, and goes after him, says that it's now specifically Sunday. And as a Mormon, these are the traditions that I covenanted with the Lord that I would practice.
What if you just relax on the whole weekend and then just clear that right up and don't matter? Like, that's what I do. It's like, you know what? I start my relaxing cycle at the sunset of motherfucking Friday, and by Sunday, I'm still relaxed and chilled. So, no problem. I got both of them. I can do that. Now, that includes Sabado, which is Saturday, and then Domingo, which is Sunday. You know what Sabado means? I mean, it's even in the language. It's named Sabbath.
Well, the point of Mormonism is you have a massive and powerful church structure that will basically clarify these things for you. Okay.
Well,
in
let's
the
see
same
what it
sense
is in Latin.
Look, in the same sense that a Catholic would take the words of a living pope over the words of a long dead one in most instances. Like, it's the same situation here. The current prophet says that the Sabbath is on Sunday, and because he's the prophet, I'm not going to argue with him. The guy could, if necessary, part the Red Sea. The guy could, if necessary, make it rain frogs.
Oh, well, let's see. Gee, even fucking Latin calls Saturday Sabbath. Sabbatum. Sabbatum.
And why was that? Because the first Christians, the ones that actually, listened to Jesus and heard his sermons and listened to the actual apostles themselves, they all had their day of worship on, gosh, what day was it? Saturday. That's right.
Yes, that's why Joseph Smith clarified that God was very pissed at everyone after Jesus was dead. And this is called a great apostasy. And for this time, it's disputed over how active God was. But he was really pissed at everyone for a long time. And after he came back and dictated things to Joseph Smith, it was kind of like a reboot.
I guess it's called. It couldn't be. Well,
do you when you educate people about Mormonism, do you educate them about Joseph Smith and the type of person he was and what he was doing before he found those tablets?
The
what he was
church
trying to
actively
do.
buries its own past. The church, and I don't agree with this, but the church actively buries its own past.
As they all do.
In real time. In real time. Well, no, not like this. The church currently doesn't want us calling ourselves Mormons. Did you know that?
Why are you okay, see, within your own church,
Because
within
I'm allowed
not
to
even,
disagree with. Look, I mean, I commit many
but you're
sins.
not disagreeing with it. So you're picking and
Okay,
choosing?
yeah, I like the name, so I'm keeping it, basically.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that. I meant like some of the other stuff that's just like, obviously, like you don't take into account the time period in which Joseph Smith lived and how the whole society was operating and how easy it was to sway people and to get them. Everybody was doing what he did in some way, fashion, or form. They were trying to make their little pockets of like-minded people, and for you to not look at all of your creative stories with that lens, like you're just letting yourself be ignorant.
Are your kids that much of a biological hazard risk?
Wait, what?
No, because they go to school. Oh, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
So are they that much of a biological hazard risk that you need the mask? I would wear a mask totally if I had kids, though.
Oh, this? No, I'm
Yeah.
at work. I'm on lunch right now, and at work I have to wear this. I have a medical job.
If I had kids, I would wear fucking 2 masks. I would fouch you that shit up.
No, sorry. Here, see? I forgot it was on. I have to wear it all the time when I'm at work.
Yeah, no,
It's not really their fault. School is just a horrible for. You get everything that all the school kids have. If you have kids, it's like
When they're younger, yeah. Like,
oh, okay, maybe they're a little older.
my kids are older. Their immune systems are just as built up now. It's when they're younger and they haven't been, like, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. One, because children are messy things. And so they're picking up all sorts of germs all the time and touching their faces and sticking their fingers.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So then germs get spread, and that's why you get sick.
I remember when I was like young and then everybody has their kids and man, you come into contact with someone's kids and you're fucked. Especially if you live in Bend because in the winter I'd get sinus infections, which I don't get anymore. I mean, this year I had some ear problems, but that was related not to what I used to get. So when I moved to Hawaii, I got sick a couple times, but then I stopped getting sick at all ever. It was pretty cool.
It might have to do with allergies then, because the plant life may be here in Central Oregon. Because I know anybody, even me, I don't have allergies. And when I moved here, the junipers, when they fucking are blasting, that shit just, you feel like you have allergies.
Oh, you mean from before? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what would happen when I was. No, I think in the winter time, I don't know why.
It's really high. It's really high up though, so you might have had. It's the altitude, dry air, and then you moved down by the sea level, so it got better.
No,
you might have to do.
I lived all over Oregon when I was young, from the coast to middle and up in Bend. I moved every couple of years. I'd want to go surfing, so I'd go move to the coast for a couple of years, and then I'd want to make better money, so I'd go back to Bend for a couple of years and fluctuate. I commonly always got 2 fucking sinus infections a year, and I'll bet you what they were was the flu. There's other things that they call a cold.
This could be a wig. You don't know. Sorry, I was coming.
Call like a cold. When my dad got something similar in Hawaii. I don't get it in Hawaii. Like everyone, all right, they would get these colds that spread from one person to another, and you know, you'd see one motherfucker sniffling his nose and hacking all sick, and then everybody talking, oh, I don't want to catch that. But then everybody else around me systematically gets it, and then I'm waiting to get it, and I never get it. Not know why.
Nah, why?
Start here.
Anyway, like, but yeah, I mean, there are, look, Mormonism itself, the Latter-day Saints Corporation, and here's the thing, the Latter-day Saints Church is in fact a corporation. Technically speaking, it is listed as a corporation. It is also known as Deseret Industries. Now,
how is it listed as a corporation and yet you guys are not paying
corruption?
Taxes?
Because we built the state of Utah. Utah was basically built by Mormons. And there's certain agreements between Brigham Young and Abraham Lincoln that are still in force today. Mormons are a huge part of American history, and like the Native Americans or the Jewish people, they have their own sort of little arrangements. But the thing about it is, the unfortunate result of that is that the Mormon church that Brigham Young founded, after Joseph Smith died, various people started calling themselves prophet. But Brigham Young made a deal with Abraham Lincoln. And as a result of that, all the other Mormons were exterminated. The Strangites, the Morrisites, outright wiped out.
Oh, wow, what a surprise.
Well, there are a few offshoot groups, but the...
and why? And you're not surprised that all of the false prophets popped up after a false prophet was successful. Of course, everybody else is going to be like, oh, wow, it worked. I'm going to try it too.
Look, the thing about it is, while various groups of Mormons may disagree about whether Brigham Young is a prophet, although most will say he was a prophet.
Why did the tablets change that he found that were just so magical and it lasted for so long, right? And then he found them and then they changed. Why did that happen?
Because, all right, I can explain that. It's the same reason that the well, no, it's a very different. Joseph Smith did, in fact, lie about the first vision. He had to lie about that. He would have been killed for telling the truth, and the angel told him that. But the tablet was not, the issue there wasn't a lie.
How convenient, huh? How convenient. But then he couldn't talk, he couldn't say it was a lie until he got caught, right? And then, all of a sudden...
He confided the truth to his friends and then told a different story to his followers. And this was confirmed by Rockwell, who would have known and would not have lied, given his nature.
So someone told one thing to one person, another to another.
It was,
if it's God's truth, why wouldn't it be the same throughout?
Hear me out here. Joseph Smith very much started the religion using the Masonic mystery cult format.
Manipulation, yes.
He did not have to, but he felt personally that was the best way to go about this, and God had left it to his delegation as to how to set that up to, at least to that degree. Now, when Joseph Smith was murdered, Brigham Young used that as an opportunity to basically establish himself as, and I believe he was, the chosen prophet of God. Now, Joseph Smith's first wife had run off with this guy, Sidney Rigdon. And they have formed the second largest group of Mormons, the RLDS. They too have survived. Now, there's also groups that broke off later, like the FLDS, who believe in pedophilia, and the Liberanites, who believe in, basically murdering pregnant women. But those groups are crazy and engage in criminal activities that range from, tax fraud to gang warfare. Now,
you just said that your own church does that corruption, and it does itself.
No, our church doesn't.
You literally have a religion that promotes con men, and to the point where you had a con man that became a large part of your congregation and was trying to. And he created a false thing because he was so good at.
You've heard of sedevacantism, right? You have.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? You know what I'm talking about, right? The dude that I'm talking about that created that false history thing that everybody was like, "Oh my God, he found the thing that blah 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 blah." Yeah, and then he was trying to blow up and kill people.
Yeah, the white
No,
salamander.
that's not even Mormonism. That's Waco. Look, the fact is that if you want to be a Mormon, you basically have three options. Well, four options. The first option is to join the mainstream Mormon church. That's what I did, right? The second option is to join the RLDS. Now, the RLDS is run by feminists and supports homosexuals. So it's basically Mormonism for liberals. It's not very
Mormon
popular.
or
But
salamander? Report spawn.
I'm not going to...
It's run by women. Isn't the RLDS the one that has the multiple wives?
No, that's the FLDS. Now, the FLDS...
Oh my God, you guys are fucking nuts. You're just nuts.
FLDS
And you
is the
cannot sit there and try to be like, oh, it isn't us. We aren't like that.
Yeah,
Because
the
you
Mormon
literally
would
all
be
came from
different.
Joseph Smith and his falseness. You came from a false person.
Does the Catholic Church then take responsibility for all the terrorism committed by sedevacantist groups who think that there's a different pope? Like, because there's at least as many sedevacantists as there are any dangerous group you could name. I mean, a sedevacantist is basically what I'm describing here, but with Catholics. So you guys have the same issue. Yes, there's going to be.
But yet you're holy. But yet your church is more holy than the Catholic Church.
That's what I'm saying. Is that
that's what I'm saying. Don't sit there and try. No,
you've drawn the wrong conclusion. What I'm saying is that even though my church may be corrupt, it may not be as holy as I wish it were. The faith of Mormonism, regardless of which faction you're in, if you have a connection with God, that faith will hold true. You can still be a true Mormon.
So no Catholic, nobody in any other Christian religion could possibly make a connection with God.
They could. I have a deistic perspective. I very much believe they could. If God wants you to be a Catholic, then you should not be a Mormon. I've always held that. I believe that Mormonism, as a deist, as someone like all Mormons are deists, all Mormons believe that some people were born to be Muslims and some people were born to be Catholics because Joseph Smith said that. Joseph Smith said, yeah, not all people will convert to the true faith in your lifetime. But there are people who are not Mormons who will get into heaven. In fact, the only way to go to a really bad part of hell, outer darkness, is to be a failed Mormon. So it is to say that a good Muslim has a better chance of getting into heaven than a bad Mormon does. And Joseph Smith would have affirmed that.
A good human has better chance of getting into heaven than a bad human. Yes. I'll agree with that.
Well, Mormonism is based on masonic principles.
No, I'm trying to tell you that your religion, Mormonism, has no specialness to it that is more special, a better connection to God in any way, shape. No, it really doesn't, because you were literally based on a child's fucking con man who stuck some shit into a hat and then fooled and manipulated people around him into believing it.
It was a Nephite artifact, a relic that he put in his hat, and it was a seer's stone. Now, there are other Nephite relics that have been found, and the fact that Joseph Smith was able to, the official history that they teach you will tell you that the Incans, the people who built all those huge fucking cities, never built the wheel, and yet they had constructed things that supposedly were cut with lasers. I mean, the history as it presented to you is bullshit. It is bullshit. Now, maybe the history the churches are presenting to you is also bullshit, but it's a damn sight less bullshit than what the History Channel says. I definitely believe that Joseph Smith saw aliens. Now, whether the church has remained pure, whether the church has maintained the true and honest doctrine that Joseph Smith taught after he was contacted by these beings, that is beyond my ability to know. But I do have faith, and I do have faith that if I am a good person and I maintain the covenants that I made with God as I made them, that he will not forsake me. That is the crux of my belief.
I came on here to educate you about Sunday and Sabbath, and I didn't get to do that, and my lunch is done now, so I have to go back into work. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Can we play Phasmophobia later?
Yeah, let's play.
Yeah, should Toxic get that?
As long as I can teabag some motherfucker.
You can. Axel played it last night, and he did teabag the ghost.
All right, listen, here's the deal. I want you to think about something. In reality, when you look above, Okay, so God made the angels in the beginning, right? This is like Genesis. And they were, what happened to the ones that fell?
Oh, this is interesting. The ones that fell, the Quran gets into that. They even have names.
It says
Azazel.
that they hid their light. They turned black, but they didn't turn black from absence of light.
These are they that are
hid their
more
light.
damned even than Satan. Yeah,
Well,
Satan fell. Well, it's questionable whether Azazel is actually worse than Satan, but Azazel fell around possibly before Satan. You know, Satan fell, but he may not have been the first to do so because Azazel and his angels. Now, I do believe it's Azazel. Hold on. Let me just double check. I don't want to get felted here. I do not want to get felted on this. Hold on. Come on. Do it.
I think this image here
Well,
is how the radioactive symbol was made so that even if aliens were to find some radioactive shit, they would understand what that symbol meant. Did you know that?
hold on.
I'm
I'm
guessing-
looking into this in the Bible. Scapegoat, right? And desolate places. Hold on.
Anyway, that's what they say about that symbol, is that it was made so even extraterrestrials could recognize that it meant radioactive material. And this may be it, because when you look at
might be
the amount of points on these stars, and then you have a little circle down here, and it's like star energy. Circle it and color these with yellow and black.
Yeah, so unless I'm mistaken, Azazel is the angel that led his brethren to go down to earth and mate with humans, creating the Nephilim, right? Now, this angered God, who condemned him and his 12 angels to be basically abandoned forever. He disowned them. And there was a human prophet who tried to help them, but God was like, no, I'm not taking the guys back.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the parable. I was talking about the physical stars being created, and then the ones that turned into black holes that emit light, but actually hold their light.
I do believe in the Orthodox Jewish tradition, each angel is representative of a specific star. But the Quran gets into the name.
There's a number of black ones, right, that have light, but you can't see it. Those are the fallen ones,
I'm getting
right?
shit connection. Hold on.
What, you got some live chat shit going on?
No, I'm just no, I'm looking for the lore on this angel here.
You can add one of these screens to the stream, can't you? Yeah, it allows you to do it. You see that?
All I'm hearing about is a bunch of Jewish shit.
See that where you can share a screen and you can share the tab you're on right now?
I don't care what a bunch of ancient Jews did with goats. Let's see.
You see that share screen thing?
Pair of angels. Okay, in Islam, Azazel preserves the story of Harat and Marat, a pair of angels mentioned in the Quran, although not explained, such as. Yeah, Islam mentions a bunch of angels that you won't find out about anywhere else. So if there is any, I tell other Christians there is value in the Quran, because that's the only place you'll learn all these angelic names. And there's much more information about angels in the Quran than there is in even Mormonism.
Here, let's watch this real quick. You'll like this if you pay attention to it. Pretty fucking interesting.
Hold on.
It's pro-Islam, but it's interesting.
Yeah, no, Islam has a lot of interesting points.
Like a star in the night sky, Astronomers have calculated its distance from us at being 8.5 light years. It was noted only in very recent times, thanks to modern telescopes, that Sirius moves together with another star, much smaller than itself and invisible to the naked eye.
The
Scientists
Watchers.
call
the
this
Watchers,
two-star
that's
system
who I was
Sirius
looking
A
for.
and Sirius B.
Yeah, those are interesting. Hold on.
The larger of these is Sirius A, which is the brightest star that can be seen with the naked eye. Its mass is 3 times that of the Sun, and it is 10 times brighter than it. Sirius B, on the other hand, is a white dwarf star. It cannot be seen with the naked eye. It possesses approximately the same mass as the Sun, although since its diameter is only 4 times that of the Earth,
Pause it.
it is
Hold on,
very
it's just a
much
couple
more
of minutes.
dense.
Hold on, like 1 more minute.
All right.
The stars in the Sirius system are heading towards our direction at thousands of kilometers an hour. The duration of the rising of Sirius on Earth's horizon is exactly the same as our solar year. In other words, 365 days and 6 hours. They had discovered this interesting common feature in the star Sirius and the solar system. The ancient Egyptians declared the day when Sirius first appeared on the horizon to be the first day of their calendar year. Because of such characteristics, the star Sirius became a focus of interest for a great many ancient civilizations. It was believed Surat an-Najim of everything else. God refers to Sirius, known as Shi-Ra in Arabic, in verse 49 of Surat an-Najim of the Quran.
Hold on. Pause it for a sec.
It is he
I just
who
want to make this really quick addendum here. Real quick. So Azazel was one of the Watchers, but he was not the leader. Apparently, the leader of the Watchers is a fallen angel, even worse, supposedly, than Azazel, Samyaza. Now, Samyaza, let's see. But yeah, I mean, there's all these angels, right? That you can learn about. Like, here's a bunch of fallen angels from the Book of Enoch: Arakiel, Amaros, Azazel, Gadriel, Barakel, Bazaleel, Shazakiel, Kokabil, Penumiel, Sariel, Samyaza, Shamsiel, and Yikon. See, this is some interesting shit you wouldn't get from the Bible. Anyway, keep going. You know, there's never a reason
is the Lord
not to look into ancient lore. Ancient lore is fun.
of Sirius. The Sirius double stars orbit in ellipses around one another. The orbital period of Sirius A and B about their common center of gravity is 49.9 years. This scientific data is today accepted with one accord by the Departments of Astronomy at Harvard, Ottawa, and Leicester universities. This information is reported as followed in various sources. Sirius, the brightest star, is actually a twin star. Its orbit lasts 49.9 years. As is known, the stars Sirius A and Sirius B orbit each other in a double bow every 49.9 years. The point requiring attention here is the double, bow-shaped orbit of the two stars around one another. We've seen that the star Sirius is referred to in Surat an-Najim, verse 49. We also encounter a very wise analogy in verse 9 of the same surah. He was 2 bow lengths away, or even closer. As we have seen this far, the star Sirius is referred to in verse 49 of the Surah, and verse 9 of the same Surah contains the expression 2 bow lengths to refer to the 2 stars' orbits. When we combine the numbers of these 2 verses, in other words 49 and 9, we obtain the number 49.9, the duration in years of these stars' orbits. Here we are faced with a mathematical miracle of the Quran. Given the technological means available 1400 years ago, it was of course impossible for people living then to know that the star Sirius, one of which is too small to be seen with the naked eye, was actually a 2-star system, that both these stars' orbits were in the form of a bow, and that those orbits lasted for 49.9 years. Scientists only came by that information towards the end of the 20th century. Yet our Almighty Lord, the creator of everything from nothing, the absolute ruler, has miraculously revealed these facts in the Quran. And God knows
I need
best.
to go get something to eat. I'll be right back. Handle the show until I get back. I'm just going to go get some pot stickers.
That's where I differ with the little Quran there, or what he just said. Not necessarily the Quran, but what that guy just said is that was our Lord. Personally, the president of the universe doesn't go saying he's Lord of a star. And this was like a first person. The verse
the Quran is flawed.
The verse,
Like,
the
you can
verse
get
is a
better
first.
information.
Hold on. The verse is a first person as being one of the. It says he was 2 bow or nearer. So what he's saying is he's the star orbiting Sirius. That's what he's saying. He's not saying it's 2 stars. He's saying he is one of the stars. That this Allah is identifying himself as one of the 2 stars of Sirius. And lording, I would say the big star, because he's lording over the other star.
Well, look, all angels have are. It is likely that angels are stars, that the actual form of an angel is a star, and that what you see on earth is like a projection into the human mind. I will be back. I'm going to go stuff food down my stomach. I will be back. You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition. I have a bigger dick. I have a bigger dick. I have a bigger dick. My dick is